Hey, what's up, everybody? Anton here from Dropship Lifestyle, and right now I'm in my office, the real office, and I'm here because I have so much work to do to finalize what is hopefully going to be the best presentation I've ever put on for our retreat this year. Right now it's Thursday, October 13th, and that means 1 week from today is when our retreat starts out in Hawaii. I'm giving a talk this year that I haven't really talked to anyone about yet, but it's something that I think is more relevant this year than ever. Basically, we have so many students that reach like maybe 20,000 a month in sales, 30,000, 50,000, and from there, a lot of people sell their stores, which, is not a bad idea. Cash out, get some money for it. But then at the same time, there's other things you can do, right? If you have an asset that's getting 30K a month or 50K a month, it's definitely possible to turn that into 300 or 500. It's a bit of a different business plan. It's going to require a shift in the way you think and the way you're planning on growing this thing. But if you want to do that, if you want to be that person that goes from 30 a month to 300 or 500 in sales, that's what I'm going to help you do. So basically, I've been planning out this. This is how I organize stuff. As you can tell, I'm not the best at organization. Basically, a mixture of notebooks and printouts and slides and PowerPoints and websites that I've built, and I'm putting together a presentation that I don't have the exact name locked in yet, but it's going to be something, along the lines of how to turn 30K into 300,000 a month in sales. So that's my talk for this year's retreat. It's exciting. That's what I've been busy with over here at the office out in Austin. With that being said, it is Thursday, so I have a bunch of questions pulled from the forum and the Facebook group and a bunch of success stories too. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to switch screens. I'll go into one of these computers. I'll set up this week's keynote and I will answer your questions. All right, so I got to start this week off with a success story from Ron. Ron said, I want to let everyone know that the dropship lifestyle really works. We launched a website about a month ago. They used WordPress plus a flat sum theme because prior experience told him that most people will call their website before buying. He said they didn't have any direct online sales yet, but did everything else the same, made their site look like one of ours, used Google Shopping and AdWords like we recommend, and what did that result in? $50,000 in sales in the first month. That's insane. Congratulations, Ron. Great work, putting in the effort, the hustle, making this thing work and getting on the phone to close those deals. $50,000 in 1 month is just ridiculous. So really, really cool stuff. Thank you for sharing that and inspiring all of us. This next post isn't really a question, but it's something I wanted to build on, and this is from Lucina. Lucina said today she would have gotten her first sale, but the item that the customer wanted was not in stock. But the good news was that the customer basically said they were willing to wait and do business with her when the item gets back in stock. So this is really good. Cheers to you, Lucina, for making this happen, getting the customer to stick with you. And the reason I wanted to build on this is because it's something that's led to, I can't even guess, honestly, how many tens of thousands or probably hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales and business we've done. But the simple fact of working with people when they're asking about out of stock items, you should always get those sales. So here's a few tips on what to do. If someone contacts your company and they want to purchase an item and you check your inventory spreadsheet or your dealer login and you see it's not in stock, what you want to do is tell the customer, make them aware, let them know when it's supposed to be back in stock, but you want to be very clear that not is it only delayed from your company, but let them know that no matter where they order from or no matter who they talk to, everyone ships from the same warehouse, so the wait time is the same. So once the customer knows that, if they really want the item, then they have to make a decision. Do I want to wait or do I not? If they want to wait because the item is something that they've already made their minds up on and they want it, you should be able to get this sale 100% of the time. We do it by telling them just the truth that the lead time will be the same no matter where they order from. But if they want to place the order with us now by making a deposit, we typically charge a 50% deposit. If they want to do that, we will get this order moved to the front of the line with the supplier so that once it's back in stock, their shipment will be one of the first out the door. So basically, we have the customer make a deposit, we place the order and secure it with the supplier, let the supplier know we need it shipped as soon as it arrives at their warehouse. Once the item comes in stock, we contact the customer, collect that balance of the payment, get that item shipped to them, everyone's happy, we win the sale. So definitely do this. Lucina, it sounds like you're moving in the right direction. You're getting this done, but I did want to call attention to everyone else who's not doing this yet. If an item's out of stock, the conversation shouldn't end with just being, oh, sorry, it's not in stock. You should still get that sale. If the customer is willing to wait, you should always get it over one of your competitors, I should say. So The next question this week is from Emil's, and the question is how do the return policies usually work with dropshippers, so with suppliers? The truth is they're all over the board. Chances are you're going to work with 10 or 20 different suppliers on each of your websites, and they're all going to have different return policies. Overall, the way it typically works is that suppliers accept returns directly to their warehouses, and they charge for return shipment fees, so shipments to their warehouse, and they sometimes charge restocking fees. So maybe 10 or 20%. If the item had been opened, they charge that to basically make it seem like new so they could sell it again or cover their basically difference if they have to sell it as a refurbished item. Again, it does vary from every supplier, and there is not a one-size-fits-all answer. What we do for our own return policies is basically make them a mix of our different suppliers' policies. So, charging for shipping is something we do if the suppliers do. If you ever come across suppliers who do not accept returns, this is kind of a red flag for me. If they're not willing to accept items back, it usually means that they're not that confident in their brands because, why wouldn't they ever want to accept anything? When this does happen, though, if you run into the situation and you still want to sell these products, you just have to make it very clear on all of those suppliers' product pages on your website that those items are not eligible for return. So basically, you just want to make your return policies whatever the supplier policy is, and you figure them out by getting approved and literally reading the supplier agreements. So the next question this week is from Ian, and Ian asked, how does one usually transfer cash to suppliers? Is it just a wire transfer, or is there another method? Is there a best method to use? 100% best method to use rewards credit card. I use the American Express Business Gold card. I actually made a video a few weeks ago. If you're on YouTube, look for the episode called Live from Las Vegas, where I talk about how I use rewards cards, and I have for the past 10 years, and I literally haven't paid for travel in the past decade. So like a whole trip last month to Vegas in a suite at the Bellagio, all covered because I pay suppliers with a credit card. As far as which one you should use, there's different cards that will appeal to different people. Maybe you want travel miles, maybe you want cash back. So I won't recommend a specific card, but just know that a rewards credit card is definitely the best way to pay suppliers. There are some suppliers who will only accept payment via ACH transfers or wire transfers. This typically only happens when the price range gets really high, like $5,000 plus, and they're doing it because they want to really limit risk on their end. They don't want to pay merchant fees, but they also want to make sure they have that money transferred and that you can't basically file a chargeback. So if you have suppliers that only accept money via wire transfer, it's fine. But as often as you can, use a rewards credit card. It's just a huge perk to owning a dropshipping business. The next question this week is from Rasmus, and he says he hasn't used Google Analytics much in the past, but he did go in there recently, started playing around, and he saw that 70% of his traffic is coming from mobile. Blew his mind, and he said his whole site is optimized for desktop, but the site doesn't look that great on mobile, right? So here's the deal. We sell expensive items. Most sales do come through desktop, but mobile does matter. Okay, so we can control how much traffic we get from mobile through Google by altering our bids for our product listing ads. So if this sounds like a foreign language to you right now, go into Dropship Lifestyle, go to it through our AdWords course. You'll see exactly how we do this and all the screen share trainings. But basically, we always bid less for mobile traffic than we do for desktop. But obviously, the site still should look great on mobile because no matter what, you will get some mobile traffic. And, people do buy on mobile. Again, it still hasn't caught up to desktop for the more expensive niches like we all sell in, but it definitely is something you want to optimize for. This next question I'll spend a little bit of time on because it's important, and I'm sure other people have been in the situation, or maybe you are right now. And this is from Carrie, and she says, "Hi all, I'm officially stumped. She had 831 unique visitors in the last 30 days. And she's been sending PLAs, spent $600 on ads, haven't got any sales yet. Her site looks good because Laura designed it. She's working on optimizing. Her price isn't competitive, so why did she not get a sale yet?" Now, the truth is there could be thousands of reasons why, but I'm going to give you my top tips for troubleshooting. So the first thing that I'll point out, if you had 800 unique visitors, we'll just call it 800 for ease of use. When you first launch a store, you should be aiming for a conversion rate between 2 and 3%. That means on the low end, you should have had 16 sales by now. So something is obviously wrong. Something needs to be fixed. It's great that you posted this on our group because that way you can get feedback from everyone. And the comments that I made on this post, about the first thing I would do, it would be going into my Google AdWords account and seeing what keywords my PLAs are being triggered for. And you basically want to make sure that you're showing up for the most relevant search terms. And anything that's not relevant, you should add as a negative keyword. Because obviously, if people are going to your site, but it's not what they're really looking for, or they searched for something that wasn't a buying term, then you don't even want them on your site. So that's step one. Go ahead and omit them. Step two for me is looking at what products are actually getting clicks and then going to those product pages on my own site. I then look in analytics to see how long people are spending on those pages, making sure they're not just going to the page for like 10 seconds and leaving, because if they are, something's wrong with that page. It has to be improved. Then I also will look at Lucky Orange, which I've mentioned a bunch of times before. It's a screen recording software. It records your customer interaction with your website. You want to see what they're doing, what they're clicking on, where they're scrolling to, if they're getting stuck anywhere. So basically, I'd be optimizing the clicks that I'm getting by using negative keywords. Then I'd be optimizing the pages that are getting clicks by looking at how long people are staying on them and looking at what people are doing once they get there. Now, you're also going to want to search for these products that your site's getting traffic for on Google Shopping as if you were a potential buyer, and see what your competition looks like. Do they have different homepage images? Different main product images? Do they have different headlines? Do they have different pricing? Do they offer bonuses? What's different about their product page? And we'll cover this more in a second, but that's how I would start. Alan made this comment on Carrie's post, which is very useful. And by the way, this is why I love our community, because everyone provides such valuable feedback. But Alan said, you're probably wasting money and receiving mostly mobile traffic, which is harder to convert. And it's true, it's harder to convert. So he said, look for ways to generate desktop traffic and check all your Google Analytics stats. And then Carrie responded and said, yeah, thanks for the suggestion. I just checked, and 90% of her traffic was mobile. So if the site's not optimized for mobile and 90% of the people hitting it are coming on a phone, then of course, you probably have a really high bounce rate. You probably have a very low time on site, and that's why you don't have those 16 sales or so yet. So something you definitely want to focus on is, as I mentioned earlier, reducing your the percentage that you're bidding on mobile. This will give you more targeted traffic on desktop because you're investing more there. So you'll get more desktop traffic, which your site is probably optimized for, which will lead to higher conversion rates. So great suggestion by Alan. And again, thank you, Carrie, for asking this, because it got tons of good discussion going. Laura made this comment below, which gives you 10 things to look into to get your conversions going, to kind of troubleshoot it if your site's not getting as many sales as you want it to be. And by the way, for anyone watching this right now, even if you're already getting sales and even a lot of sales, do all of these things. I'm not going to read through them all right now for sake of time, but pause this video right now, make it full screen, take a screenshot of these 10 things, and seriously print it out, because it's important. You should do it with every store, and you should probably do it pretty often. These are things that we're always looking into to making sure our sites are converting as well as they should be. So thank you, Carrie, for asking this question. Thank you, Laura, and everyone else in the community for sharing so much value and helping Carrie out to troubleshoot this and get those sales coming in. With that being said, guys, I want to get into a few really cool tips and success stories this week. Then I'm going to get back into my presentation for the Hawaii retreat. But first of all, I want to say congratulations to Carol, because Carol's been working hard for a while now, and she says, we just got our first sale. It's not a big one, but still got that ka-ching sound on the Shopify app, moving in the right direction. Carol's doing it right. She still hasn't put a bunch of money into ads because she's working on optimizing. You're definitely doing it the right way, Carol. Here's to many more sales, and congratulations on getting the first one in the books. Next, we have Matt, and he said, does dropshipping still work outside of the US? It sure does. Yeah, it takes a little more outside of the box thinking and persistence to overcome extra hurdles, but $7,000 days like today make it all worth the effort. So Matt did over $7,000 in one single 24-hour period. That's amazing. Congratulations, Matt. Hard work really is paying off. Same thing for Kate. Hard work is definitely paying off. She got 8 sales in one day. That means the Shopify app went cha-ching 8 times. That's amazing. Congratulations, Kate. You're killing it here. Really good work. Also to Kyle. Kyle got his first 2-order day, first 2 sales in one day. Great way to end the week. what is it, almost $2,000 in sales. So congratulations, Kyle. Again, the hard work is paying off. Listen, for everyone that's watching this right now that's not part of Dropship Lifestyle yet, I definitely want you to click this link, this big image, if you're on YouTube. That will take you to a free mini course I put together. It's 10 videos that are purely instructional. They'll really help you to understand all this, get a good fundamental for dropshipping and how we do this and how we're able to get student success as well as ourselves. We do have lots of paid courses, coaching programs, but if you're not ready for one of those yet, definitely sign up for this. It'll give you a lot of answers to questions you probably don't even know you have yet, but I'm telling you, it's going to save you time. It's going to save you money in the long run. So get yourself signed up for that if you're not in already. And if you're on YouTube, click this image. If you're on Facebook, there'll be a link in the description. With that being said, guys, I'm going to get back into my presentation for our Hawaii retreat. Next week, I'll be doing Dropship Weekly from Kona, where we'll be in Hawaii. We got about 100 some odd Dropship Lifestyle students coming out there. Lots of really good talks. So again, I'm going to wrap mine up. For everyone coming to Hawaii, I really do look forward to seeing you there. We got a lot of fun things planned. It's going to be a really good retreat. And if you're not coming yet, try to make it next year. If you watch this video, you got value, please do give it a thumbs up or a like. And if you know anyone that would get value from it, please do share it. I appreciate it. That's how we keep getting views. That's why I can keep doing this every week. So maybe send an email to a friend who might get value or tag them in this post, because I really do appreciate it, guys. That's how I can keep making these episodes. So with that being said, I'm going to get back to work, and I will see you guys next week in Hawaii. Bye, everyone.